This is TechCrunch. When Meta selected a site in Louisiana for its largest data center to date, it signed a deal with Entergy to power the site with three massive natural gas power plants. Earlier this week, a state regulator approved Entergy's plans. The power plants are expected to come online in 2028 and 2029, and at full strength, they'll generate 2.25 gigawatts of electricity. Ultimately, the AI data center could draw 5 gigawatts of power as it's expanded. The power plant project has been controversial among Louisianans. The Louisiana Illuminator reported that one industry-affiliated group is concerned that Meta and Entergy will receive special treatment for a second part of the data center project, which involves building 1.5 gigawatts of solar power across the state. The group was formed by large companies, including Dow Chemical, Chevron, ExxonMobil, and others after they struggled to procure renewable power for their own operations. The other issue is that Meta's deal with Entergy lasts for 15 years, and at least one Louisiana Public Service Commission member expressed concern that ratepayers will take on the cost after the contract expires. Natural gas power plants typically operate for 30 years or more. Plus, power projects of this size tend to run over budget, and ratepayers are often left with the bill. Ratepayers will also pay for a $550 million transmission line running to the data center. Meta has been on a renewable power buying spree, including a 100-megawatt purchase announced this week. However, these natural gas generators will make the company's 2030 net zero pledge significantly harder to achieve, locking in carbon dioxide emissions for decades to come. To offset the pollution on its balance sheet, Meta will have to buy credits from carbon removal projects. Waymo has been granted a permit to test its autonomous vehicles in New York City, the first such approval granted by the city. The company told TechCrunch it plans to start testing immediately. The company is allowed to deploy up to 8 of its Jaguar I-Pace SUVs in Manhattan and downtown Brooklyn through late September. Waymo's vehicles must have a trained safety operator in the driver's seat, with at least one hand on the wheel at all times. The company cannot pick up passengers, since it would need a license from the city's Taxi and Limousine Commission, and it has to regularly meet with and report data to the city's Department of Transportation. The permit brings Waymo one step closer to launching a robo-taxi service in the city, which would be arguably its most challenging to date. The company currently operates in San Francisco, Austin, Phoenix, and Los Angeles. All of those are warm-weather cities, and only San Francisco comes close to the complexity of operating in New York City. Waymo has spent years poking at the Big Apple, starting in 2021 when it used its Chrysler Pacifica minivans to manually map the city. And receiving this permit was no sure thing. The company applied in June and has spent the last few months meeting with lawmakers and local organizations like Mothers Against Drunk Driving. The permit is part of a new autonomous vehicle safety regime launched by Mayor Eric Adams in 2024. To apply, Waymo had to coordinate with first responders, as well as submit a testing plan to the local DOT, along with a safety plan that documented the qualifications of the vehicle operators, among other things. Waymo has also obtained the necessary permits from the New York State Department of Motor Vehicles, according to the mayor's office. When Waymo's trial period ends in late September, it will have to apply for an extension if it wants to keep testing. A former software developer has been sentenced to 4 years in prison for sabotaging his former employer's network after leaving the company. 55-year-old Davis Liu was convicted of installing a kill switch on the network of his former employer by planting malicious code designed to crash its servers in the event that he was fired. The kill switch was activated when the company terminated Liu's employment and deactivated his credentials. The incident locked out thousands of employees from accessing the company's systems. The Justice Department, which prosecuted the case, said Liu's employer, which was not named but reportedly was the power tech company Eaton, said the incident caused hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. Liu was discovered in part through his internet search history, the Justice Department said, which included searches researching methods to escalate privileges, hide processes, and rapidly delete files. That's it from TechCrunch. For more tech stories like these, go to TechCrunch.com.